the game has gone from consistency to impact. Because now, where everyone wants to see that impact, that if you are playing 10 balls also, you should have an impact.
Yeah.
Before that, as you said, there was consolidating and grinding, and there was partnerships and all. But now it has been like the game is seeing, especially in IPL, it's about how you can create that impact.
Big Basket presents the RCB podcast.
How important do you think stats are, or numbers are, or matchups are, or analysis is? Because I look at you and I think you're like one of those instinct players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am an instinct player, but I do my research really well. I don't go and see the stats that, how much runs this guy scored in games and all of that. But yeah, I like to know the opponent's strength and weaknesses, because that gives you that upper hand of what are the strength and weaknesses of the opposition team. I like to prepare myself, and then I let my instinct take over in the game. But yeah, I like to prepare and know things in advance, where it gives me that one extra edge to the game.
You would have seen this game change so much. This league evolves so much. It's like a virtual batting paradise now. So how much more challenging it is, because I never look at you as someone, even though, you can say that you go to players who have your craft as defensive options, but you're not, because you've got a very attacking mindset and you most often than not extract those wickets as well. So how do you kind of perceive that with the game that is consistently changed? Does it put pressure on you at all?
For me, again, pressure obviously is exciting.
As in to change things about your own game?
Yeah, I mean, what I've realized over a period of time is that to have longevity in any field, whether it's sport, whether it's business, you have to get better and you have to evolve. You can't be the same person or you can't have a same thought process to it. You have to evolve if you want longevity in that particular field. So again, I always want to get better. I always want to get better to have that longevity and the effectiveness in the game. So yeah, I've always focused on that. As you said rightly, that every year IPL is getting evolved. What sort of batsmanship was there in 2016 and what it is in 2026. It's very different. You see today youngsters who are 20, 21, they come and they are ready.
Yeah, they're just in one mode.
Yeah, they are in one mode, and they're so fearless, right? And what I can see, again, I'm now 35, so I can say that while growing up days, I felt like in our generation, or especially me and the players who I played, we had a lot of patience towards everything in life, but we didn't have that fearless attitude. I mean, that obviously so many of them had. There are certain things.
But I always thought you did have a fearless attitude.
But I had to work really hard on it to be fearless about things. But I had a lot of patience. And if you see in today's generation, everyone is so fearless, but they have to work on patience. So that's how the game also has evolved and the world also has evolved. So it's tough. The batsmanship, the batting quality, which is going every year, it's getting better. It's just getting difficult. So if you're not getting better, if you're not up to your game, you will be caught hanging.
Yeah.
So yeah, that can't be compromised. So that's why you have to keep evolving.
And it's high up in the air. ये तो out है. Tissues. ये तो 6 है. Party. Out. 6. What a smashing victory.
Big Basket. Everything you need delivered now.
As an all-rounder, a lot of these changes are because of that impact player rule as well. So how do you perceive it in terms of how it's literally impacted?
No, I mean, massively. That impact player rule of having 8 batters changes the thought process of batsmen also, because sometimes what happens is that when you're batting at number 4, 5 and there is a batter at 8, you tend to go for more aggressive options, because there are more 3, 4 batters, and suddenly when you don't have an impact player and there's batsman only till 6th and there's an all-rounder at number 7, your thought process changes. So impact player has played a massive role in the league in last 3-4 years, and that's why you see so many high scoring games where now 200, 220 is actually chaseable. So yeah, obviously it has played massively, but obviously it has two pros and cons to it. Obviously the pros is you have one more Indian player who gets an opportunity to play in the league, bowler and a batter, because you can change with the batter. But the con is that there are very less all-rounders who are playing in the league as well. So yeah, everything has pros and cons, but yeah, it's something where yeah, for bowlers, it's getting difficult.
So just in terms of batting ability, do you feel that because we have this impact and batters can play with liberation or not worry about getting out, that art of grafting or consolidation, does it have a place in T20s anymore? I always wonder because bilateral results in leagues are so different to what we see in global events.
100%. I mean, it has been very, very different having 8 batters in the team, because then now the game has gone from consistency to impact. Because now, where everyone wants to see that impact, that if you are playing 10 balls also, you should have an impact.
Yeah.
Before that, as you said, there was consolidating and grinding, and there was partnerships and all. But now it has been like the game is seeing, especially in IPL, it's about how you can create that impact. So yeah, it's evolving, and that's why I guess we all have to evolve and understand the game, and especially youngsters who are coming in the league are making it more exciting and more difficult, I'll say.
But I think you like the challenge, the way that you say it, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the bigger the challenge is, the bigger the chance to be a hero. So I guess I see it from that point of view. So yeah, it's always exciting.
So how do you be a hero in that over? What is the art really when it comes to, do you mix it up with deliveries? What do you believe in? You've got the bouncer as well. Do you think of when to use it? How do you personally go about being a hero in that over to make yourself unplayable or extract wickets?
It's more sort of instinctive, and I follow my gut. There's no such plans in a way that I'll just operate in a particular way, because again, you're playing a sport which has a lot of uncertainty. So you have to go with the flow. You can't have a set plan and go about it. So yeah, it's more sort of instinctive, and I just back that.
But you don't believe that there are a lot of spinners you speak to who will always talk about the fact that you shouldn't over try things. Like, it changes from every season, the trend changes. One is you stick to your strengths and you make it as consistent, or you try and mix it up to throw the batters, because batters have now evolved shots that, try and hit every delivery. What do you think makes the most amount of sense? The youngsters watching, what should they try and emulate?
At the end of the day, what I've realized is that basics of cricket is still remains the same. Nothing changes from that. But what has evolved is that, yes, you have to follow the basics of the game. But at the same point of time, it is important to realize that when to go away from that and when to come back to that.
Like not to overcomplicate?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, still, I guess, cricket is played with bat and ball. Yeah. What happens is that you work hard to make the game simpler. But again, it's a process of going through those, making it complicated, making it vulnerable, making it clueless. You have to go through those stages to make it simple. And so I guess eventually, if whoever can figure that out to keep it simple, at the end of the day, the consistency goes much higher. That's what I feel.
And it's high up in the air. ये तो out है. Tissues. ये तो 6 है. Party. Out, 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 out. 6, 6, 6. What a smashing victory.
Big Basket. Everything you need delivered now.
What does domestic cricket mean to you? You are such a impactful or influential player when it comes to your state. And there's so many. I was speaking to Jitesh just before you, and he said that you played a huge role in, having him transfer, and you gave him that sort of confidence for your state, the pride that you take in domestic cricket, because it's different. It's different from IPL.
100%.
It's different from having played India, and then it's almost like going back to the basics year in and year out.
Sometimes, obviously, initially, when you have played for the country and you have played for such a long period of time, sometimes it becomes challenging playing domestic cricket. But what I have realized is, and I have got back to my thought process, which I have gone in that thought process where I am playing this sport because I am mad about the sport and I love the sport. So if you ask me what is my agenda to play cricket is right now, I love the sport. I want to play as much as I can and I want to win trophies. So wherever I go, I want to win games and I love the sport. So those are my two agendas. And if there is a motivation to win a game, and if you love the sport, then regardless of where you play, you're just enjoying the entire process of it.
That pride of playing for India, there's a lot of competition for your sport as well. There were a couple of players, and it's tough sometimes really being an all-rounder because you're only going to get that many opportunities. You still also have only that many all-rounders can play. But the fact that you played and you played with your brother, you look back on your days playing for India, what is the things that you do take away from it?
At the end of the day, we live in a country.
Not to say the door is closed.
Yeah.
I'm not asking
Yeah.
the question like that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's nothing beats playing for the country. And whatever time I played, I did pretty well in those games when I played T20 and one-dayers. But yeah, I mean, still at this point of time also, nothing compares to playing for the country, and the goal still remains the same, to represent the country at the end of the day. For me, that is the ultimate thing. Obviously, I'm someone who doesn't speak that much about it.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm a human being, and sometimes it hurts that you have not played for a long period of time for the country. But again, it's part and parcel of it, and you just keep doing your thing. And I feel like this is my best, I'm in a much better place in life with my fitness, with my understanding of the game. So as you said, sky is the limit, and anything can happen at any moment. But yeah, playing for the country is the biggest achievement. I've always considered that.